Alright, one adventure over, another just beginning. In the last episode we learned staring at walls perfectly where players are, and having a barcode name is quite suspicious. So suspicious, in fact, I did get confirmation that guy was banned. But some of you didn't believe me. So today we're going to take another dive into this world of spectating cheaters, where we find a couple of really geared barbarians, and in game number 2, a rogue that has his situation turned upside down that I just simply can't explain. I'll need your help on this one. Buckle in, let's see what signs we can spot, and observe what it looks like to have a really good gaming chair. So like I said, we're going to be looking at 2 games tonight. Game number 1 features a really geared fighter, which I was a bit curious about, simply because he had a lot of gear. And I do tend to try to spectate players with good gear. Just seems obvious that people cheating are going to use them to gain an advantage, and they're not going to be running around in cloth or squire gear. So we jump through this one quickly, trying to find anyone suspicious. Checking gear, even I guess checking names. You guys mentioned it time and time again that the name was a dead giveaway. And I'll admit, this one may almost be too obvious. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 something? We'll go back to him. I wanted to see what this guy was up to. He was the most geared, and also had already got a kill like right off the hop. There was also a fight happening with this fighter that I was kind of curious to spectate. Although, when fights are happening so quickly, it's really hard to gather any sort of information. It's almost a shame because you want to be able to watch the lead up to the fight and maybe what happens after. But there's just so much happening at the start of some of these lobbies, it's a little chaotic. So, we get a lot of gear. This guy's just standing in the middle for whatever reason, and we go back to this fella. Yeah, we go back to this guy, and I think we're going to be able to quickly classify this guy as like your atypical cheater. It's pretty obvious once we start watching this guy, and he shows his card super early on. Remember, current got a kill in the corner, it's in the kill feed, and this guy just locks in. This whole interaction had me really suspicious. From the hallway to here, only a few pauses to look directly at this player, readies his throwing axe early, and then I think he just broke. Like, something happened here, his cheats didn't work, I don't know. I had to switch people because I thought my game had crashed. But I seriously just think like he forgot to enable his aimbot or something. Now I know I'm being pretty hard on this guy already, and you guys have warned me. Sometimes staring at walls or repositioning is an audio cue thing, and I understand. I do understand that. I'm so convinced sometimes by these, and which is why I'm sharing their names early. I'm pretty certain, and it does get worse. It does get worse. So he made a huge fumble. I'm not sure what he did, if he alt-tabbed or got to toggle whatever he was using on. And then he gets like really spooked because another guy shows up. So we'll witness kind of what happens here in his attempts to try and third-party these guys. I also found these attacks a little awkward on the eye. It could just be spectator mode. And I do need to be careful. I need a lot of good evidence before I start labeling people as cheaters. I didn't really expect you guys to love this stuff so much. It was just kind of like, hey, I'm a bit fed up with this. I saw some stuff I didn't like. Let's watch it. It was crazy, so thank you all for blowing that video up. But watch this. Why is he staring at that wall? And just watch the timing. And they lap the whole way around, and he's gonna perfectly get here, you know? Sure, he hears their footsteps, but the little spectate there, like, literally locked in to this whole engagement while it's happening at the other side of the module. Like, these guys sprinted around through the middle, and he tracked it the whole way across, didn't need any information to do so, and right here, he's staring at, or at least locked right into that body that's still not fully looted. Remember, that player ran away because he was forced off this body because of this guy, and look what he does. It's a little strange, but we'll jump around, look at some other players, see what else is going on in this lobby. Just want to be sure. There's lots of people that had really good suggestions about why the last player was making certain decisions, and that I need to be a little more careful with how much blame or how much onus I'm putting on these guys so early on. We go back to this fighter because honestly in my head when I'm spectating this, and really I couldn't find anything as clear or evident as this guy, and I really wanted to just like keep on him just to be certain. Wanted to see where everyone else was, where the engagements were, why he was making the decisions he was making. But him going on his little looting journey gave me some time to see if there's other awkward stuff or odd suspicious behavior happening. And it's really difficult to switch players and find something right off the hop. you have to pretty much lock in, like you'll see in the last example we showed today. He does come back to the middle. You can see he has some gear. You got that from the player body in the corner he chased down. And he's still trying to find a way in. He's still really curious about third-partying these guys, and you can tell. He's fishing around here. And the last position we saw B-Hall in was exactly where he was looking. So that fight's still happening, and meanwhile, this guy's doing everything he can to get himself in a good position. Maybe surprise one of these guys. Turns around, for whatever reason, starts watching this direction now, and starts setting up a nice little cozy spot to try and third-party this. Obviously, he's terrified. And like I said, this is like pretty much your atypical. I think this is like, if you were to ask someone what they think a cheater looks like, I think it's this guy. Like, really scared, doesn't really know how to play the game. Pretty sure this is a low-level account, like 20 fame or something, or 30. Very, very early on in his journey. Hopefully we're going to cut this journey a little short if he is in fact cheating. And you can see B-Hall actually died to current. So, guess who shows up to try to loot the body after the fight? And for whatever reason, he's just like, he just doesn't know how to play the game, I don't think. And this barbarian guy is good. And when we watch him a little later, he is a good barbarian player. He just completely crapped on this guy. So, I'll let you guys be the judge of it. I know what my opinion was. I'm pretty certain that was some cheating. Now we have a situation that's like really, really, really strange. And I can't really explain it. I will hide their names going into this next game because I can't for certain or with confidence suggest anyone we're about to watch is cheating. It is suspicious beyond belief, but I just can't, and I need your help. So this fight, I want to show you this because I do watch this guy for the rest of the game, just to see. I mean, he did get 3 or 4 kills in this game. He has a fairly honest interaction with this fighter. You can see right at the start of this, before this fight ended. They both come around the corner and they're a bit surprised, like, oh shit, I need to man up here, and then the fight goes on for basically the rest of the game. I watched the whole thing. Nothing really weird happened. This just seems like a really good barbarian player that is playing super aggressive. And one last interesting note, I mean, he's bandaging, full healing, a little bit panicky even though the lobby's completely dead and gone. So he just hadn't figured that out yet. Okay, now this game. This game, I may have to speed up some parts because this one at the end is just really nuts. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of stuff here. Like I said, I know I'm taking some information from you guys here when I'm hiding names. But I do have to be careful. I don't want to, like, pile suspicion onto something. But this wizard, just look. Okay, level 20. Insane gear. Alright, we got a couple barbarians. We got a really geared fighter. And then we get another wizard. A rogue. Hopefully we don't have just another cheating rogue. There is a coming together of this warlock and wizard, which I missed the lead up to, which I really, really regret. And at the end of this, you'll know why. So, this all happens. Rogue finds his kill. And of course, most of you guys seem to be very suspicious of rogues. I assure you it's not just rogues. However, in this game, of course, the rogue gets a really, really good kill. And that doesn't make me any less suspicious, let's say. So moving on. A whole bunch of fighting. Really, really cool to see. We all love Dark and Darker PvP. This is the stuff we like to watch. It's crazy when this amount of gear is in a lobby and everyone's just smashing into each other. Super fun to watch. I hate that I have to watch this with strong suspicion stuff could be happening. Wizard finds the warlock. I kind of missed what happened to their engagement, but they have a little interaction and decide to go their separate ways. And like I said, just take notes about this stuff because it surprisingly came back to kind of haunt me, let's say. So we're going to speed this one up. I apologize, but I think it will be important. Overall, this rogue's being cautious enough, but also not really anything suspicious, just clearing rooms and hunting down those geared players. I was hoping something would come up where he got pushed by a player or maybe had to see someone through a wall. Whatever. He actually just notices these guys in the open, large room. Like any normal rogue player, he does decide to back off, so he's playing super cautious. I sped this up. I want to show it all just so you guys know I'm not cutting anything. I'm not, like, finding some sort of hidden information or adding in weird bits. This is me trying to show you the whole process. So, he decides to speed things up a little bit at this point. I think maybe he feels he could be missing a really good opportunity of third partying or whatever, but nothing too crazy. But also, I've never really seen him in any stressful situation yet where he's had multiple players pushing him or whatever. So I'm still quite cautious to just leave this avenue and continue on. And of course, there's a wizard campfiring just in front of him. This could be perfect. This could be his moment. But I don't think he actually spots the wizard. At least I don't believe he did. Because you'd think this rogue would be trying to capitalize on that opportunity. Maybe perhaps the wizard is too far away. Not sure. But this begins a really, really curious thing. See, he spots the wizard. He gets a little scared. But he's going to wait this one out. And at this point, I'm kind of wondering if I'm ever going to see this rogue do anything crazy. And I just have to be patient. And maybe it will happen. Maybe someone else will show up. I kind of zoom around seeing if there's anyone possibly that could interfere. And sure enough, we have a barbarian pushing, which is great. And then I'll go back on that moment because that little viewpoint switch is going to be kind of important later for what you're about to see. But for now, we'll just watch this and take it all in. And like I said, I do need a second opinion on this, which is why I'm hiding the names. I am not convinced. I don't know what's going on here, but let's just say I was shocked when I watched this. Fight's happening, rogues waiting, everyone else in the lobby is kind of on a standstill. This is the action area. And throughout this whole fight, I was like, man, is that wizard going to take that door? Is he going to take that door and push into the rogue? Because if he does, it's like a rogue payday. This guy has some insane gear. I don't know how he hits him with the zap, but that's probably the spectator mode doing things. Whatever. This is a pretty interesting fight, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, when's the rogue going to make his move? When's it going to happen? Like, I want to watch this wizard, but I also... Is he going to reposition? Is he going to try to push in on this fight when they get low? All these things are in my head. And this wizard's just making some, like, bad mistakes. And I'm thinking, damn. At any moment, we could have a real surprise. Warlock is kind of in the vicinity. Doesn't actually interfere with any of this. And remember, the wizard did have a conversation with that warlock, which I thought was a little bit unique. Took a little peek at the door. He's still in this fight. No reason to go running away yet. He's perfectly fine against this barbarian. The barbarian, so far, has been unable to hurt him at all. Takes another look at the door. And I'm like, damn, is he going to go through there? Like, he knows he has a way out. Is he going to go through there? And this fight goes on for a while. Goes on and on and on and agonizingly slow. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see what happens here. It is killing me that this wizard's not going through there. He tries to clear some mobs. Barbarian sees his opportunity. Could this be the barb's opportunity and then the rogue's opportunity? I kind of hope. I want to see some action. But what happens is completely unique. I did not expect this. I did not. So I'm kind of wondering what's going on here with this fighter. I'm kind of curious, like, what the heck's he spectating? I realize he's just being super cautious. And our rogue is just curious why all the action stopped, which makes me less sus of him. And then I see this. Obviously, they've given up, but even more strange, they're definitely talking. And watch this. He straight up points directly at the rogue. And I can only assume, it sucks that I can't hear the audio, but I can only assume, like, he's goblin dancing. He knows. This blew my mind. And I immediately changed my suspicions to the wizard. And I wish I had spectated him more. I don't know for certain, but watch, just like, this whole interaction was so strange. And unfortunately, both of them die. Also, I mean, he's aware of the kill feed. Everyone's dead. Everyone's gone. And then at this point, like, let's take the facts in. Level 20 wizard somehow knew the rogue was there. Like I said, we're gonna go back and watch a couple of key moments for that fight. I really wish I'd have been watching the wizard. Like I said, throughout that fight, he kept looking at that door. So I was assumed, like, maybe he saw the rogue. And this is the best few moments I have to think he maybe did. This is the very start. But the rogue gets behind him, and he's actually engaged with the barbarian quite early on, as you can see here. And unfortunately, this is all I have from the wizard POV. And it's just a split second. He's already taking note of that door. So I can't really put blame on the wizard, which is why, like, maybe if enough of you think that's, like, super suspicious, we have no idea what he's talking about. The rogue, if he had it repositioned, maybe it would have been way more obvious. But the rogue never repositioned. I can't say for certain if the wizard didn't see him throughout that engagement. My opinion is, it's very, very suspicious. And like I said, I wish I was watching the wizard, because there's a few other moments. Very new account. His name isn't at all odd. Trust me, it's just like some random name. I think it even has like magician or magician in it or something. Nothing that really jumps out at me, but that decision there, the fight with the warlock, and I think he did get a kill in this lobby, which I didn't see early on. So it's crazy that I can go the whole game, and then in the last moment just feel like I spectated the wrong guy. Unfortunate. I'm probably not going to release this guy's name. Maybe I'll update the pins or something. And yes, unfortunately, there's another one that's really crazy. Took me a long time to figure this one out. So hopefully we catch a disrespectful barb in the next episode.